Welcome to Hope's Homemade Kitchen. Today we're making homemade English muffins. These are really easy to make at home. You just need a little patience. Now these are a wonderful breakfast staple around here. We love English muffins served with butter, jam, peanut butter, and we even use them to make McMuffins, that wonderful breakfast sandwich with sausage, egg, and cheese. I think my favorite way to eat these is right out of the oven, split and covered with butter. Let's get started and I'll show you the ingredients. The ingredients for the homemade English muffins are bread flour, kosher salt, active dry yeast or instant yeast, whole milk. I'm using evaporated milk, but I'll show you how to convert evaporated milk to whole milk, granulated sugar, unsalted butter, Greek yogurt, and you'll need a neutral oil to grease the bowl for the dough rising, and cornmeal for dusting the baking sheet. Okay, I'm using a food scale today and I'm going to measure out my ingredients. And first we'll need 4 cups or 520 grams of bread flour. You want 3 tablespoons or 38 grams of granulated sugar, 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry or instant yeast, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. Then you just want to give that a little mix to mix up the dry ingredients. We want 1 1/2 cups of whole milk. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to show you how I convert, because I don't have whole milk typically, but I do have evaporated milk usually in my pantry. So really, if you just want half of the evaporated milk and the other half with water. So we want 1 1/2 cups total of whole milk. So we want 3/4 cup of evaporated milk. And I'm going to make up the difference. I'm going to put another 3/4 cup in of warm water to make 1 1/2 cups of milk. Now I want the milk mixture to be from 90 to 100 degrees. This is showing around 80, so I'm going to stick it in the microwave just for a little bit and heat it up. Okay, that's perfect. It's registering 98 degrees, and we want somewhere between 90 and 100 degrees. So I want 1 1/2 cups of warm milk. We'll add that right to our bowl. 1/3 cup of Greek yogurt, and you typically want the full fat Greek yogurt. I'm using the non-fat, but I think it'll be fine. You want 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter melted, and you want it to be at room temperature before it goes into the mixture. And then you want to fit your stand mixer with a dough hook, and you want to blend it at medium speed for 12 to 15 minutes. And your goal is kind of a sticky dough that's well incorporated, and you'll stop occasionally and scrape down your bowl. So I'll set my timer for 12 minutes and we'll be back once the dough has mixed. Okay, I let it knead for a full 15 minutes, and the dough should be sticky, which it is. So we're just going to scrape it down and form it into a ball as best we can. So that's very sticky, really sticky. I put a couple of tablespoons of canola oil in here. You just want to turn to coat it. We're going to allow this dough now to rise for 1 1/2 to 2 hours or until it doubles in size. You can do this at room temperature, but it's winter here and it's kind of cold in the house, so I have a proofing setting on my oven. I just turn that on and it just kind of warms the oven a little bit. So I'm going to cover this and put it in that slightly warm oven to assist in the rising process. Okay, we'll be back after the dough has risen and doubled in size. The dough rose in a warm place for 90 minutes and it actually more than doubled in size. So what I'm doing here is just pressing the dough down lightly, removing some of the air. And then I'm going to place it on the work surface and cut the dough using a bench scraper into 12 equal pieces. And then take each ball and shape it into balls by pinching and tucking the dough under it until it forms a smooth, taut surface like this. And then I'll smooth out the ball using this technique by placing it on my work surface and rolling it in my hand. Once you've completed that, you want to put it onto a baking sheet that you've dusted with cornmeal. And I'll repeat the process again, showing the technique of forming the ball by tucking it under, smoothing it on top, and then rolling it in my hand on the work surface. This does a great job of really just smoothing the ball out. So now I have all of the balls completed and put onto a baking sheet, and I'm just going to cover it lightly with plastic wrap and let it rise at room temperature for a full hour. Okay, they have been rising for another hour. So now what we're going to do is cook them on a griddle enough to brown on each side, to actually look like an English muffin. And then we're going to put them in the oven for another 10 to 12 minutes at 350 degrees so they're cooked all the way through. I'm going to light up my stovetop griddle here, so I'll only be able to cook a few at a time. But I do want to sprinkle each one, and when I put it on, I'm going to press it down, press each one down a little bit, and they shouldn't stick with the cornmeal on the bottom there. And you may need to move them around a little bit if you have hot spots on your griddle like I do. And if you don't have a griddle, you can certainly just use a pan on the stove. And you want it to be a dry pan. It's a dry griddle here. Just put a little cornmeal on the bottom. I have mine on like a 6 on my gas stove. I guess I would call that medium high. Good, look at that. Oh, these are looking nice. I'm going to start putting these on a baking sheet to finish baking. Look how nice those look. I'm just sprinkling a little cornmeal on top, pressing them down a little bit. Now when I put them in the oven, I'll cook them for about 10 minutes at 350, and then I'll take the temperature, and I want it to be about 200 degrees before I know that they're done in the middle. Nice and lightly browned like an English muffin. A little golden on the bottom there. Okay, I'm going to put these in the oven. We'll keep an eye on them about 10 minutes. Oh man, they smell good. All right, I'm going to test one of the larger ones to see if it's at least 200 degrees on the inside. And it's not quite there yet. I'm going to put them in for a few more minutes. Put them in for another 5 minutes. Oh yeah, there we go. That is right at 200. Perfect. All right, these are done. All right, let's see what it looks like. We're going to cut it with a fork. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. And I think there's nothing better than a little butter and some honey. You could use jam. Now that looks like a wonderful English muffin. Okay, let's give this a taste test. Looks amazing. That is so good. It really is so much fresher than what you get in the packages in the store. I mean, it's just, the taste is so much better. That's going to be wonderful for breakfast, for a snack. You can make your Egg McMuffins from this. You can put butter and honey on there. You can put peanut butter, whatever you like on it. You can make it a savory dish. Even make it into little mini pizzas if you want. It's definitely worth the effort. These would be really, really good toasted as well. They're sturdy enough to slice and put in your toaster. Now, if you don't eat them right away in the first day or two, I would definitely split them with a fork and freeze them. And that way you can take them out and toast them up and eat them for breakfast anytime. Thank you so much for joining me here again on Hope's Homemade Kitchen as we made homemade English muffins. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the bell for notification of more videos to come. We'll see you next time.